Welcome back to another episode. Today we're making a viewer requested video. What happens when you dry age a filet mignon for longer than 100 days? Now, I've dry aged the filet mignon for 30 days, great results. I've even dry aged it for 45 days, great results. So today we're going to find out the answer to that question. And we're able to do it because we're using something called the dry aging steak wraps by the sausage maker. This is a great way to dry age your meat at home. It's very simple. No special equipment required. It comes with netting and it comes with a plant-based wrap material. There's 3 of them in each pack. So check out the link in the description box below if you want more information about them. And if you want to check out a video, look at that card, top right-hand corner. You'll see me kind of do an overall review of these dry aging steak wraps from the sausage maker. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to try to press out as much air as I can, get that wrap to stick tightly to the meat itself, and then I'm going to securely fasten it with the netting. Now, just FYI, when it comes to dry aging at home, anything under 45 days is relatively common. Most folks will do 30 days. A lot of folks will do 45 days. But when you get past 45 days, you start getting into what they call extreme dry aging, and you start to narrow the field of people that really like that type of flavor. So once we've got this wrapped up and ready to go, we're going to stick it in our refrigerator. This is our regular kitchen fridge. As you can see, I've got all kinds of real cool projects lined up. We got some lardo in the back. Anyway, we're going to close the fridge and we're going to let it dry age for 150 days. And we are now 150 days later, and this is what our filet mignon looks like. It's actually relatively hard. I mean, there's a little bit of give to it, but it's still a really firm piece of meat right now, and almost like, you know, you would think how like some beef jerky might be if you dried it too long. So we're going to unwrap it, and I can tell you right now, it smells unlike any of the other dry aging projects that we've done. The smell is incredibly intense, incredibly beefy, and I can't wait to cut into it to see what it looks like on the inside. All right, as we cut into it, let's take a little closer look. You can see that the pellicle is a lot thicker than it normally is on some of the other dry aging projects that we've filmed. I'm also noticing that the moisture loss in this dry aged filet mignon is exponentially greater than the moisture loss in some of our other projects. So as I trim it, I'm trying to trim off as little as possible, and voila, the piece de resistance. That's our filet mignon. Let's go ahead and trim the rest of it, and we'll cook it up. The trim, as you can see, was incredibly excessive. What we're left with is almost laughable. There's not a lot of raw element to it. It almost looks like charcuterie, and the smell is funky, like really beefy, really cheesy. Let's see what it tastes like. I hope you're ready, because this is what our 150-day dry-aged filet mignon looks like, cooked to a perfect 135 degrees Fahrenheit, medium rare. Why don't we cut into it and take a peek at it for the very first time? And it smells amazing. It's got a nice pink color, but the first thing that I'm noticing is that it's incredibly dry. There's no moisture whatsoever coming from the inside of the dry-aged piece of meat. Like I said earlier in this video, I've dry-aged filet mignon with these wraps for 30 days, and I've done them for 45 days, and they both came out exceptionally good. But I'm thinking once you get past that 45-day mark, the moisture loss because of the size of the muscle is just too great. And so what we're left with are these dry-aged filet mignon medallions with this intense 150-day-old funky dry-aged flavor. If you have never tried 150-day-old dry-aged beef, I can assure you that it sort of no longer tastes like beef. It has this incredibly funky flavor that's not bad, it's just strange, very intense. That's what happens when you dry age a filet mignon for 150 days. I do not recommend it. I've done the test. You can take my word for it. Do it for 30 days. Do it for 45 days. They're going to be amazing. But that 150-day mark is too much for this small piece of a muscle, and now you know. So be sure to drop me a comment if you got anything on your mind or any suggestions for future videos. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. I'd love to hear from you. And stick around. We've got some crazy projects lined up. You're not going to want to miss it. See you in the next video.